This is a amateur A-class bout for number 3, 3-minute round in the bantamweight division. Your first fighter, stepping into the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, John Spencer!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Full Contact Contender 7. I'm Brad 48 Wharton, joined here at the commentary position by Iron Jez Cook. And Jez, it's great to be back here at FCC7.
It is indeed absolutely wonderful to be back here at the Bolton Reebok Arena. We've waited a long time to get back here. There's been a lot of trash talk, and as always, there's been a lot of angst and anxiety over the last couple of days, a lot of nerves, but that's all settled now. The dust is very much settled, and we've got a spectacular event ahead of us tonight here.
Absolutely, Jez. And first man in the cage is John Spencer for this bantamweight bout. Fighting out of Armstrong's gym. He's had one fight before, unfortunately he lost that fight, so he's going to be looking to pick up his first win here under these unified amateur rules.
Very much so. We don't know a lot about John Spencer coming out of Armstrong. We do know that he has had one fight, so he should have, he's not a debutant, and we do see a lot of debutants here, and that obviously, is a big thing. A lot of them have got to try and calm nerves. Hopefully he'll have the experience to get settled into the fight very quickly.
And his opponent, stepping into the cage and fighting out the red corner, David Whitehead!
And the second man in the cage, as you heard there, was David Whitehead. Jez, we know a little bit about this guy, He's fighting out of Team Monkey MMA Academy. Jez, tell us a little bit more about Mr. David Whitehead.
Yeah, well, very much like his opponent, John Spencer, David Whitehead has one fight, so fairly evenly matched in terms of that experience level. So David, he's, as you mentioned, a member of Team Monkey, guided by the head coach over there, Ozzy Haler, a great guy. We're a big fan of Ozzy. A bit about David, he recently graduated from Manchester Uni with a 2-1 in biomedical science, so, a quite intelligent guy. Got his studies completed and wants to spend a bit more time dedicated to the sport. So that's what he's done. He's back here looking to take this a lot more serious. He's doing this full time now. He's coming off the back of an 8-week training camp where he's been training twice a day. He's got a bit of background experience in MMA, in judo, so we'll see that might come into play. We'll look for that takedown, but he said to me that he's very happy to keep the fight on his feet, so yeah, we'll certainly see how this one unfolds very shortly here at FCC7.
For a 2-1 in biomedical science, I'm sure he's going to know some interesting ways to cause pain to the human body. I mean, you can't really fault a guy who walks out to Metallica either. A fantastic choice of walkout track for Dave Whitehead there. I've got to respect that.
Well, you do love a little bit of rock. I've been accustomed to that, and in this few times we've had this weekend, Brad, my wake-up call to Metallica and all sorts. It's been an entertaining session, but...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now for official introduction. The fighter fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 62. He's at 23, stands at 5'9". He fights out of Armstrong's MMA and hails from Salford, John Spencer! And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, weighed in at 61.7. He's at 21, stands at 5'9". He fights out of Team Monkey MMA Studio and hails from Denton, David Whitehead! Your referee, Mr. Mark Adams.
This bantamweight fight is sponsored by Almighty Fightwear, specialists in custom-made fightwear. You can visit them at www.almightyfightwear.com.
Referee Mark Adams about to start this first fight off here at Full Contact Contender 7. John Spencer in the black tap-out shorts and David Whitehead in the Valetudo Hayabusa shorts.
Yeah, and an intense stare down there from both fighters. They're going to kick this event off in special form, touch gloves, and we're underway.
Nice show of respect there to start this fight. Both guys looking very focused here, Jez. Trade of body kicks, but it's Whitehead catches one and moves straight into side control.
Yeah, and it's a nice position to take this early on the fight. We know these guys from Team Monkey are great on the ground. He's wrapped him up very nicely there. He's got a commanding position, not giving him any space to shrimp away. It's exactly what he wants to do and command this fight early here in the first round.
Spencer really struggling to get out of this position. He's now pressed up against the cage, really not where he wants to be. And now it's going to be up to David Whitehead to create some space and actually do something with this position here, Jez.
Yeah, well, he's taking his time, and I think that's the right thing to do. Just being patient, just sussing his opponent out. It's early days still. It's a very early time to find himself in this position, but he's done well, and he's found himself in full mount.
Big shots being rained down here by Dave Whitehead, and the referee is taking a close look at this one. A nice burst of ground and pound there, and Whitehead trying to worm his way out of that bottom position. It's not where he wants to be. He needs to pull his man in close and stop him creating that distance. Yeah,
I'd like to see him, you know, he's by the cage there, especially in a mount position. It'd be nice to work his body around and try and get some leverage off that cage to really buck away and try and push his opponent, David Whitehead, off.
Using his feet on the cage there to change his position, but he really needs to do something here, and now he's going to find himself trapped. Going for an arm triangle choke is Dave Whitehead, trying to isolate that head and arm. He's going to look to pass over to the left-hand side once he's got it sunk in. It's all about position before submission, and he's sorting that position out beautifully here. Yeah. But he's out. John Spencer is out, and he will live to fight another day.
Yeah, it was a nice opportunity that he almost created there, but and it looks like he might have it here.
Gone straight back to it. This is tight. I can't see John Spencer being able to latch much longer. This is really, really sunk in tight now, this choke. He's maybe got an inch of room to breathe. Still fighting the choke, Jez.
Yeah, Spencer's doing really well to survive this.
The referee there checking the arm. It looked like he possibly gone out, but now he's trying to bridge over and take the back. Whitehead not going to let him.
No, what I think Spencer's done really well there was he was aware of that side choke, and he didn't let his arm slip right to the side and allow that pressure to be applied. So just gave him enough room there when Whitehead did step across to, you know, just maintain a little bit of space, and that's all you need, just to be sucking that few extra breaths of air. Makes all the difference.
And now Spencer's in the top position. Let's see what he can do from here. Probably not going to have time to do much as we enter the last 10 seconds of this first round here at FCC7. Oh, and a beautiful reversal there. And Dave Whitehead ending that first round strong with a couple of nice punches.
Yeah, and the fans here at FCC showing their appreciation for a great start here. A very good start by both fighters, but I have to say quite clearly that David Whitehead took that first round, Brad.
Absolutely, he controlled the position, he sought out a few submissions, and he had a very nice flurry to finish there. But give a bit of credit to John Spencer, you know, he showed some, perhaps not great submission defence, but certainly some great guts to hold out in that head and arm choke.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm Aussie here now, I'm telling David Whitehead just to, you know, very much the same, really. You know, he did well in that first round, was very patient, waited for the right opportunity, and went for it. And what more can you ask from your fighter?
Absolutely. The game plan for Dave Whitehead's got to be to search out that takedown and aim for a couple more submission attempts. Spencer, we didn't see much of his offensive capability, but perhaps he's looking to keep this one on the feet and land a big shot. He's got some big arms, that boy. Perhaps he's going to be looking to land a few nice hooks as we start this second round here at FCC7. And they trade body kicks then again to open this second round. Nice combinations into a takedown from David Whitehead. Mixed it up very well there.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things David Whitehead said to me when I spoke to him, that you know, he's really happy to trade, but he would be looking for the takedown, looking for that opportunity whenever it presented itself, and that was an absolute perfect takedown right there. He scored himself some good points and once again established himself in side control.
Really nice to see him mixing up the strikes and the takedown as well. He's keeping John Spencer guessing, and again he's passed straight from side control into the full mount position, and he did a lot of work here in the first round. Let's see what he can do here in the second.
Spencer doing what he needs to do. He just needs to try and command that head, pull that down, not give his opponent any opportunity to posture up.
Looking to isolate that arm again, perhaps get a knee on the arm. And now he's setting up a mounted triangle, I believe, Jez. No, he's gone for the belly down armbar, Russian armbar here. And there's a grimace on the face of Spencer, but he looks like he's going to tough it out, and he has. He's able to pull the elbow free. Whitehead now, well, looking for an ankle lock, but there's a real pretzel situation going on here. It's like Spaghetti Junction with these boys.
Absolutely. Spencer doing really well there to get that arm free. I thought he was in a lot of trouble there. That was a grimace. It looked like it was a lot of pressure being applied there. Thought he might tap, but did well to survive. But, you know, back in this familiar position for him in mount, not where he wants to be.
He's shown no ability whatsoever to keep David Whitehead from getting that mount position, and Whitehead's got so many offensive options here, looking to pass into side control at this point, looking to isolate that arm. Possible key lock coming up here from Dave Whitehead. He's got the wrist control, he's going to crank it, and this could be it, Jez.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say is that he wants to get his body round. It might look to isolate the arm between the legs, to trap that down, get his hips right down, and then really apply that Americana. It's tough when you're up against the cage and you can't get the pressure down with your hips.
He's got the back here, but he's very, very high on that back. And it looks like Spencer's going to slip out, but will he leave his arm in there? He has. But it seems he's survived yet again. And Lady Luck is certainly looking down on John Spencer this evening, Jez.
Yeah, I think there is a huge element of that. Whilst he's doing very well to survive this this bombardment of pressure and positioning from David Whitehead, you know, he's doing well, and a great sweep there for David Whitehead to end up in this familiar position in mount again, and he's starting to rain down some bombs there on John Spencer.
Perhaps it's time for Whitehead to not look for the submission, but look for some ground and pound. He's moved over into side control there, looking to isolate an arm again, but we've run out of time, and it looks like again John Spencer is going to escape this one by the seat of his pants.
But another commanding round there from David Whitehead. What I would like to see from him, he's getting into the mount, but you know, I'm not a massive fan of mount unless you are going to really rain down some ground and pound. That's where you want to be, but he's not looking to do that. He's looking for submissions, and I personally always feel that a side control, you've got a lot more options in that position. So yeah, I think if he wants to go for submission, you know, stay in side control and work. You've got so many options. Because he's getting it so early on the round, yeah, it's giving him plenty of time to come up with different opportunities.
Expert analysis as always there from our colour commentator Iron Jez Cook. I'm Brad Wharton, and we are about to head into the third and final round of our first bout here at FCC7.
So if you're in the corner of John Spencer, what are you telling him for this final round?
John Spencer's looking exhausted coming out for this one, but still has a smile on his face. I'm saying swing for the fences. I think he's he needs a stoppage here. This is 2 rounds of David Whitehead clearly, and John Spencer needs a big finish. He's not shown us that he's got much in the way of offensive capability on the ground, so he needs to land possibly a big uppercut as David Whitehead moves in.
But one thing's for sure, these guys are both enjoying themselves out there.
And that's what it's all about at the amateur level here, Jez. Having fun, learning your craft, perfecting your trade. And it looks like we're going to see another big takedown there from David Whitehead. He's left his neck in, but it doesn't look too tight.
No, he was. I like the style of that because he had a lot of control, but maybe a little bit too much control to give his opponent an opportunity to lock that neck up. But I don't think he's in too much danger here. He'll need to just work to pull that head out. One thing, if John Spencer holds on to that, he's going to expend a lot of energy just trying to lock that in. The lactic acid running through those biceps.
Kind of a double headlock situation we've got going on here. Spencer again in top position, but again he's not really able to do anything with it, and David Whitehead is just moving and advancing his position all the time. Spencer talking to his corner, he seems to be deep in conversation. Perhaps we better serve focusing on what's going on in front of him at this point of the fight. Nice knee there from Spencer though up the middle.
Yeah, that
definitely realises that he's got to go for a finish here, and that was a nice clean shot and beautiful leg kick straight on the inside onto the fence, and another nice takedown from David Whitehead.
Yeah, you can see John Spencer getting extremely frustrated. He wants this fight on the feet, he wants to exchange, he wants to bang, but you know, David Whitehead's smarter than that. He knows where his strength is. His strength is on the ground, he's getting those takedowns, and yeah, he's in full command of this fight.
Well, even when the fight was on the feet, you know, Spencer wasn't coming forward. He was always waiting for Whitehead to come into him, and unfortunately when Whitehead came in, he was able to close the distance too quickly for Spencer to be able to do anything about it, and now he's found himself on his back yet again, trying to get something going there with his legs, but you know, Whitehead's he really is streaks ahead here on the ground, and he looks like he's pretty much able to do whatever he wants with John Spencer.
Yeah. I mean, it's just little basic things, and we'll point some of the positives out from fights as we go further on. But little things, you know, to prevent that mount. You know, you want to see that knee raised up to prevent that, especially when it's in side control. It's very basics, but you know, not all guys are advanced. We've got to remember we are on an amateur level here, and there's a lot for these guys to learn. But getting into the cage and getting some experience will do them a huge amount of good.
Not entirely sure what was going on there. It looked like a double knee ride kind of situation, but side back mount now, and Whitehead really needs to work here. He's not got a lot of time if he's going to search out this finish. He's comfortably ahead on the scorecards, but credit to the guy, he's doing work, and now he's in mount yet again.
Yeah. Spencer recognising his threat there, he didn't want to give up his back to a dangerous position. Quickly switched his hips over, but then he ends up in mount, but I think we're going to run out of time here.
And one final right hand came down from David Whitehead, who will take this fight comfortably on the judges' scorecards. Credit for John Spencer, hanging in there. He survived a couple of tight submission attempts from Whitehead, but David Whitehead certainly looks like he's one to look at for the future. He's got his basics down, and he's only going to be able to build on that, training under Ozzy Halleck at Team Monkey. Golden, no, that's
Ladies and gentlemen, it is really hard for round to go to the judges and scorecard. All three judges score this in favour of the winner. In the red corner, David Whitehead! Please show your appreciation to John Spencer.